Hello friend, my name's Doombabe and welcome to my channel. I'm really excited about this unit. I think this could be the one that finally gets the people who don't normally pay attention in class. Sure, it's really long, but it's also incredibly exciting. I've got a good feeling about it. The lunch bell rings. It's been down to just Charlotte and Isabella eating lunch in the classroom ever since Akira has been spending time with his friend Nolan instead. Hey, sir, do you mind if I eat in here too? Wow! I think that's the most she's ever said to me ever. No, go right ahead. Thanks, you're a real bro, sir. Thanks? She goes off to join the other two girls in the classroom. Hey, sup, Charlotte? Hiya, Kendall. You're both talking again? Bella, there's no reason to channel Akira. Sorry, man, I'm glad. Only if you're okay with that, sorry. I can still give you room if you want. Don't be silly, of course I'm okay with that. Sorry. Knock that off. Come on. The whole reason we're here is because we've been avoiding each other, silly. Let's just both promise to not do that again. Okay, I promise, Charlotte. Ha! Oh, you still sound like you're trying too hard. Relax. Can't we just go back to the plain old lol bro, Kendall? Kendall looks uncomfortable for a moment, but laughs. Okay, sis. Got it. That's better. It really is good to talk to you with the air clear, Kendall. Yeah. Meanwhile, I can't help but notice that Isabella looks as uncomfortable as I've ever seen her caught awkwardly in their reconciliation. I decide to leave her alone. I don't particularly like her. I don't know. Do I like her? Do I not like her? We'll see if I like her. Hey, Isabella, can you come here for a second? Yeah, what is it? Nothing, I just thought it looked like you needed an out from those two making up. Yeah, thanks. It's a bit awkward. I'm happy for them, though. It's a long story. That's the impression I got. There's an awkward pause. Anyway, you're welcome to stick around or go back. I just thought you could use a choice. Thanks. No, I don't think I'll need to be in the middle of that. Staring at her, it occurs to me that maybe it's not just an awkward silence. I think her mind's just somewhere else entirely. Where, I have no idea. Is something the matter? I'm not sure. Maybe. Okay, well, if there is something, sure, I understand. It's just that I'm not sure myself right now. I'll let you know. Sorry, no pressure or anything. I just wanted to put that out there. It's okay. I understand. Thanks. 3 days later. Okay, let's try something different today. Today we're going to focus on chapters 60 to 65 in particular. That's the whole lighthouse scene. I put 3 questions on the board. I'd like for you to break up into groups of 2 or 3 and answer them. Immediately they all start chattering, figuring out who they'll partner with. It has to be with someone you haven't worked with this semester though, if that's possible. Let's mix things up a bit. Okay, in half an hour we'll go over each of your answers. I clap my hands and sit back down, letting them all get organized on their own. I give them a few minutes to break apart into their own groups and actually get started on talking about them. I have no idea how well this is going to go, but I hope it works. But before I continue, I should really check out those messages. The indicator is blinking 9. And then I turn my attention to the other group that also doesn't seem to be doing anything productive. Ahem. Sup, sir? She doesn't even look up. Isabella does, briefly, but says nothing. You're supposed to be discussing the questions, Kendall. Are you really both? I accidentally clicked too hard. Alright, lol. Not much to discuss, sir. We're done. Really? Isabella says nothing but nods. I'm not impressed here, and I don't believe for a second that they talked about it. I doubt they've even read the chapters. I should try to trip them up. If you're prepared to answer them already, then let's take the first. How would you say that Takami uses grotesque death imagery as a form of emphasis in the lighthouse scene? Kendall looks up and hesitates. Then you should, implying that he does. The whole point of the scene is that the grotesque imagery ain't there. It's unemphasized because it doesn't exist, and that's totes shocking. Like, realistically, the scene should be this bloody horror. If you think about it, it doesn't make any sense to have so many shooting deaths without any gore. But instead, all that the protagonist notices is the death, not the crazy visceral stuff. The most important gore is the protagonist bleeding, but he's alive. It's not the death that's grotesque. The death is just there. It's his blood that indicates he's alive that's grotesque, as he strains himself. Too long, didn't read, just uses grotesque life imagery, not death. You're asking the wrong questions. Well, she's certainly a smartass. I'm not impressed by the way she's blowing me off entirely, but I can't say that she doesn't understand the material. It's obnoxious, but I can't scold her. It'd make me look like a jackass. I think I'm going to have to hand her this one. Alright, that was a really interesting perspective. Good work. Well, okay. Moving on. The class discussion ends up going well enough, I guess. Actually, I'm a little bit surprised. It sounds like Taylor actually managed to express an informed opinion for once, even though it was with the help of Charlotte. Maybe there's hope for her yet. With the lunch bell rings, it seems far too quick, and of course, even though I was mid-sentence, everyone immediately packs up their things. Excuse me, Mr. Rook? Yeah, how can I help you? There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Of course, anytime. Is this what was up earlier? Or would you rather talk about it somewhere more privately? It is. Not right now, though. How about after school? Certainly. Do you know where my office is? Yes, room 12, right? I've been there several times. Alright, great. I'll see you there. Thanks. Awkward. I wonder what's up with her. I hope this time it's actually something I can help with. I'm really not sure about her. She's always so quiet. It worries me. Kendall, do you know where Kira is? Off having sexy shenanigans with Nolan, probably. Kendall, I hope so anyway. Bro deserves it. That's not very helpful. Sorry. For serious, I think they've been eating lunch together up on the roof. I'd check there first. Thanks. Is it just me, or does she seem even more aloof than usual? Maybe. You should go easy on her. I think she has a lot going on right now. Yeah, I'm just worried. More silence. Realizing I'm just making a weird situation worse, I shrug and I go back to my lunch, leaving the pair of them alone. Truthfully, I don't think it helps. There's still an unspoken tension in the air. Kendall and Charlotte are chatting, but barely. I don't think it's because of me. I think there's just something else going on here. Oh well. 3:55 p.m. That's it for the day, well, as far as classes go anyway. Outside, I can hear rather a set of voices shouting rather loudly in unison. Cheerleaders, I suppose. Isabella's probably already on her way to my office. I guess I got here first. Well, I can wait. I sit down and wait. Tapping my hand on the desk impatiently, I look over my lesson plan for tomorrow, but unlike every other time, I can't see anything worth adjusting. I wonder where she could be. She doesn't seem... Oh no, did she really kill herself? All of the worst possibilities of what it could be raced through my head. Maybe she got hurt. Maybe something happened. Maybe she couldn't bring herself to talk about it. Or maybe she... I'm being ridiculous. I just have an overactive imagination is all. I'm sure she's fine. Something probably came up and delayed her. Or maybe she just got lost. No, that can't be. She knows what room this is. It's not a very big school, and she clearly knew where it was. I'm gonna go look for her. Okay, maybe there's something wrong. Maybe I should go look for her. I do a quick walk of the hallways looking around every corner. There's no sign of her. I stop by every classroom of hers. The school's practically deserted by the time of the evening. There's no sign of her. Where could she possibly be? Finally, in desperation, I do another walk of the school, checking every single classroom I pass. Absolutely no sign of her. I wonder what happened. I hope she's okay. She didn't seem okay at all, and I'm really worried. What could be wrong? The next morning. Once the bell rings, I do attendance as always, but I can immediately tell who the only absence is, Isabella. Has anyone heard from Isabella at all? Anyone? The class is silent. Does anyone know how to get a hold of her then? Still more silence. All right. I move on, there really not being anything else I can do, but the whole thing gives me a sinking feeling. Next week. A week later, and I still haven't seen Isabella at all, and the school still has no way of getting a hold of her at all. It's not hard to assume the worst, but there's nothing I can do about it other than feel terrible about it. Maybe I should have insisted or gone looking for her that evening. What could have possibly happened to her? Still, there's nothing I can do. Class still goes on without her. What do you think about the ending, Kendall? I'd really like to hear your thoughts. Well, I thought it was good. It ends on an effective note, and it makes a strong impression, plus the repetition of the body count works well for it. Did you think that worked in the other parts of the novel, too? For reals, it helps keep things structured. Good point. Any other thoughts, or anyone else? She sits down without any further words. Charlie raises her hand, and I pause before calling on her. You know, the worst thing about it all is I find myself thinking, even though Isabella's gone, it's hard to even notice the difference. It doesn't feel like the dynamic of anything has changed with her gone. How utterly horrible is that? The end of chapter 3. We have to start the next unit in 2 days, the Shakespeare class for this year. I'm looking forward to it even less than I normally would. It's really last minute, but I throw out the whole lesson plan that I prepared. I'm supposed to be teaching Romeo and Juliet, but somehow I don't really think the class is going to be up for studying a play that ends in suicide. I struggle to put together an entire lesson plan for something a little more lighthearted than that. So, on that sad note, I guess we'll call it the end of the episode. I will see you guys later. Bye. Local gaming store, and we saw 2 RP groups in session. I sat in on both, and the one that I really wanted to join was full, so I settled with the one where the GM